As always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the week?
Well, I went with the NFL trade deadline deals.
Nice.
Am I crazy, or is this the most active you remember the NFL trade deadline being? It's
It
usually pretty
feels
quiet
like,
during the season, right?
yeah, it feels like people have, now not everyone is saying F them picks like the Rams, but it feels like people maybe not caring as much about the draft picks, like more willing to get proven commodities, when you're talking about players instead. I don't know, but it was fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and just for people that haven't heard or paid attention, here's some of the deals that went down. Christian McCaffrey, obviously, from Carolina to San Francisco. James Robinson from Jaguars to the Jets. Robert Quinn from the Bears to the Eagles. Kadarius Toney from the Giants to the Chiefs. Roquan Smith from the Bears to the Ravens, which is awesome for the Ravens. That dude is a stud. TJ Hawkinson, tight end for the Lions, is going to the Vikings.
In division.
I know. Chase Claypool from the Steelers to the Bears. Bradley Chubb from the Broncos to the Dolphins. And Jeff Wilson, running back for the 49ers, to the Dolphins. Calvin Ridley from the Falcons to the team that he suspended for betting against, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Which is incredible.
It was awesome, man. There was a lot of moving parts, and I think a lot of those have a chance to, have something down the stretch to do with how these teams fight and maybe doing the playoffs.
I thought it was pretty interesting. It's like Denver paid all that money for Russell Wilson, and they kind of offload Chubb to the Dolphins. The Dolphins feel like they see like an opportunity to make a run, and the Broncos like, we're good. It ain't our year.
Well, and Benito's done a pretty good job getting to the quarterback. So,
damn right.
He's a lot cheaper. So, yeah, I was fascinated with that, and I've always liked to see some movement there. It kind of makes things interesting. It's hard though to come into it's so different than any other sport to show up and learn an entire new language, new defense, new offense. Now, some of those positions like running back, it's, a little less involved, but still interesting.
Yeah. I mean, you think about a guy like Roquan Smith. Hey, you've been playing inside backer in this defense. Just do it in a completely different defense. It's not that hard, man.
Yeah. All you do is make all of the calls, all the adjustments, and get everyone lined up every snap. Can't be that big of a deal. By the way, game's at 1:00 on Sunday.
Yeah, figure it out, Roquan. We'll see you out there on the field. All right, who is your loser of the week?
Well, I didn't know who to actually state as my loser, but TCU being number 7, that's a shame. Like, so is TCU the loser, or is the College Football Playoff Committee the loser? Like, however you want to phrase that. But I was shocked by that. I didn't think that. I thought they would be number 5, should be number 4.
I predicted that they would be behind Michigan and Alabama and Clemson on my radio show. And the people I was doing the show with, they were like, "You're crazy." I was like, "I'm not crazy. The committee loves Alabama." And I get it. Like, there is not a more accomplished program. Like, I get it. The Clemson, what? I mean, that was the one that shocked me. It was like, Michigan not in the top 4, Clemson is. That is where it made me wonder if the committee has watched Clemson this season, or they just looked at the record and they're like, "Oh, they got a bunch of good players. Yeah, they're in. They're undefeated." Because it's been up and down.
Yeah. The resume, it ain't close to what TCU's done for Clemson.
But that's the thing about the College Football Playoff Committee is they decide. I'm convinced they do this. They decide who they want at the top, and then they fill teams in at the bottom that justify who they have at the top. It's like Clemson. Do I think Wake Forest should be a top 25 team? But they're checking in at 21. Like NC State, they don't have their quarterback. They're the 22nd best team in the country without Devin Leary. I mean, we serious? So you look at some of these wins that Clemson has that, we necessarily don't think of as that impressive. Syracuse. I know that I wonder how many people know that Syracuse's quarterback got hurt in that game. Like, I don't know, man.
How many people know?
Or I guess that was the Notre Dame game, but
how many people know that Clemson's quarterback got benched in that game?
Yeah.
And how many people know that Syracuse is ranked number 20 and has no clue how to handle the end of a football game? It's like
that's where I think that they constructed the back end of the rankings to justify them having Clemson at 4.
Here's our answer. Let's arrange the evidence to prove our case.
Yes. That's what it feels like to me. I will say this. TCU, they still have, and I know there's a lot of talk about their remaining schedule. I don't care. If you go undefeated and you win the Big 12, you're in. They will, because they do not want to deal with the shitstorm if they were keeping a, undefeated Power 5 champion out. But they got to go undefeated. It's been proven already.
Yep.
It's been proven.
Do you think
you
they
know
will?
where you stand.
I don't think they will.
I don't think they will either.
Yeah. I don't know who's going to knock them off. I know it won't be Texas. Other than that, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm with you. All right. But, man, that people are like, who cares about the CFP rankings? It's fun to talk about. It's fun to debate. I mean, it is. So, yeah,
I don't really care about anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I care about like a few things in life. That's really it. But I'll talk about this. It's entertainment, man. Let's go.
I'm with you. All right, for my winner of the week, thought about going with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Went to the Thunder Magic game on Tuesday night. The comeback kids, baby. Down 15 there, came storming back. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander continues to be that dude. I mean, 34-6. My scoring title prediction not looking so stupid, huh?
No, it's pretty good. What, he had 38 in the last game and then 34 now?
Yeah, I think he's checking in currently. His 6th leading scorer in the National Basketball Association, also defending at a higher level. Like, he's playing really good ball. And Poku contributing. Ted, blocking shots, rebounding, scoring the basketball around the rim, hitting some threes. I love it. I was out on him on back end, baby. Come on, Poku. I was so out.
You made a declaration the other day that he is not an NBA basketball player. It's time to move on.
My hope is that he continues this, because it's been really positive these last couple games. Your man Dort back to defending at a high level.
Let's go.
He put Paolo, like that first half when Dort was guarding Paolo Banchero, nothing. I mean, he was in the torture chamber for sure. But
all it takes is one of the best players in the league to talk about how good of a defender you are to say, oh, yeah, I'll start doing that again.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I'm still a little worried, and I know it's his first game back from the ankle. Giddey just looks like he's in a funk, man.
He's a after New Year guy.
Yeah, and maybe that's it. But I mean, Dagnall sat him. He didn't finish the game. He was sitting on the bench. He had a sad look on his face. I was sad for him, but his handle is off. Like, he's not playing with the same. I always liked last year. He kind of played with a little attitude, a little chip on his shoulder, a little pissed off. I haven't seen that from him. And it's strange.
He's worried about the college football season. He saw Oklahoma drop those 3 losses. It took all his attention away from preparing for the season. Don't worry. He's an after New Year's guy. It's all right. It's going to be like afterburners for this team.
I love it.
Whenever he starts to kick in and roll around, then they're going to really look good.
Yeah, but the Thunder have won 4 in a row and are above 500 for the first time since January 10th of 2021. Let's go. Watching them win basketball games is fun. I enjoy it. It makes me happy.
Hey, I'll tell you, I saw the highlights last night and I was like, is it time to start watching him again? Am I going to do this? Is this going to happen?
SGA is worth the watch, man.
Yeah.
He's playing at a really high. He should be an all-star this year. If he's not, we riot. Okay, I also thought about going with the Philadelphia Phillies as my winner of the week. They put the smackdown on the Astros in Game 3 of the World Series, and it seemed like they handled that game being delayed today just fine. That game was over as soon as Harper hit that home run in the first. Like, first World Series game in Philly in a long time. Your franchise player hits one to the moon to start. It was over. I mean, it was over.
Just exploded. That was really cool.
Yeah, and felt bad for, what is it, McCullers? By the way, I don't think anyone does a better job as an analyst than John Smoltz with baseball. I feel like I'm just learning the entire broadcast. He's incredible, but if he was tipping his pitches, my gut, maybe, because Philly was hitting bombs, man.
Yeah. Nope, they were. And it would be weird that you would make it that far through a season and no one like picked up on you tipping pitch. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I don't know, but that was wild. That was a wild atmosphere. I have a feeling this is going to be a good World Series.
Yeah. But my winner of the week, because fired Power 5 college football coach is the best job in the world, Bryan Harsin, winner of the week. There is no better gig on planet Earth than buyout college football coach. It was a weird hire to begin with. Always seems like a strange fit. They tried their coup, didn't work, as he said, but pretty much a disaster. Went 9-12. Auburn now owes him $15.5 million, and 50% of that is due within the next 30 days.
Woo.
Not a bad time to be Bryan Harsin. He's probably like, thank God I get to get out of here. Man's getting paid, and he gets out of that situation, which clearly he was not wanted. So they're hiring a new athletic director, or they hired a new athletic director, poached the guy from Mississippi State, and Bryan Harsin is free, and he's got $15.5 million, Ted. Not too bad.
Free. He's got $15.5 million. He's going to take the rest of this season off. Maybe do a vacation in the Mediterranean. I'm not sure, but he'll be back and probably be offensive analyst for the University of Oklahoma next spring.
Yeah, or he may be the head coach of like Arizona State or something like that. Like, get back towards that area of the country, because he was good at Boise, but we'll see who wants that job at Auburn. Some names that we're seeing.
It's going to be Deion Sanders.
You think?
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
100%.
I'm in.
100%.
Deion Sanders, Hugh Freeze, Lane Kiffin, Matt Rule. I don't think Matt Rule wants that job at all. The Mark Stoops.
I don't think who does want the job at a place where they will absolutely cut your legs off in recruiting, try and fire you, convince everyone that you're going to be fired, and like, you can't recruit whenever people do that. It's like they killed Bryan Harsin. Any chance that he had of being successful, they killed it themselves.
Yeah. So someone will take the check though, because they pay, and it's you can recruit there. There's no doubt. But now Harsin at 15.5, I believe. Gus Malzahn was north of 21 million. So in a couple years, that's in the ballpark of $37 million in buyout money for Auburn. Nice. Well done. Well done. For my loser.
Weird. So can you imagine if any legitimate business was run that way?
No, I couldn't.
It's crazy, man. This is stupid.
College football is the best. All right, for my loser of the week, thought about going with all the NFL owners, because Forbes has reported Dan Snyder has tapped Bank of America to help him sell the Washington Commanders, and all the other owners have to see that and go, no, no. There's nothing that owners in the NFL love more than bad owners, because it's usually typically easy to beat their team.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how this goes down and what type of ownership groups start to step forward and throw their hat in the ring here to see what could go down. That place needs some serious work. Like not just the football team, the stadium. Like they've got a lot of problems up there.
Yeah, so I'm sure that won't be dramatic in how it unfolds. But speaking of drama, my loser of the week, the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, and it was a crazy week in sports, right? We had NFL trade deadline, college football playoff rankings, World Series. The Nets stole the headlines, right? With the firing of Steve Nash. He's got to be so happy, though. He got fired. He's got to be so happy that he doesn't have to deal with all that anymore. But the Nets are they're a dumpster fire, man. I mean, you've got all the Kyrie drama with the anti-Semitism statements, all this stuff. How he's handled that has been a PR disaster. The team not making him available for media after their game on Tuesday, like he's a 12-year-old or something. Like they can't trust him. We're going to let him cool off. It's like, what? He's a grown man. He has to face the questions for the stuff he puts out. That's how this thing works, man. But we're not
They
far
probably
removed from
feel like it's only going to get worse if they put him out there.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. But I mean, it hadn't been that long ago when Kevin Durant was demanding to be traded, or he wanted Nash fired, the GM fired. You got the Ben Simmons situation with all of it. I mean, this is a crazy stat for Steve Nash. He coached 161 games for the Nets. He had 83 different starting lineups. You talk about no continuity, no consistency, your stars being just complete drama queens. Like it was, I mean, he's got to be so happy that is over. I mean, he looked miserable.
I know it. I love how everyone, like, they look at this and say it's the coach's problem, right? It's the coach's fault, which, I mean, anyone in the front office or ownership knows this is not a Steve Nash issue. Right. We've got a billion problems here, and that wasn't one of them. So, yeah, it's wild.
So Nash gets fired, not shocking, right? But you look at the Nets situation, you go, okay, a lot of distractions, a lot of drama. Let's just put some gasoline on the fire. Let's hire Ime Udoka, a guy that is suspended for the entire season by the Boston Celtics for an inappropriate workplace relationship. And not only that, he's a guy that is known as like a hard ass. And he's going to come in here and like get these guys to defend and wrangle all these personalities. The guy took the Celtics to the finals last year. Now, if Chris Middleton doesn't hurt his knee, the Celtics don't go to the finals, in my opinion. But they did. He got a lot of credit for it. I think a lot of people agree. He can coach. He can inspire a team. But this feels like the last guy you would want coaching Kyrie and KD. It seems like it's setting up for another disaster, and I can't wait, because the Brooklyn Nets, they are the franchise that keeps on entertaining me. They are the gift that keeps giving. I love it.
Yeah, and you start to wonder, is it possible as a franchise that it's more profitable to be a disaster with all of these different problems than it is to be actually good? Like, do you get like the clicks and the interest and people talking about you? Is it just as good of a way to be profitable as winning basketball games? It makes me wonder, because that's appears to be exactly what they've been going for.
Yeah,
Like what catches the headlines and what can we, what craziness can we talk about nonstop?
now I've got some buddies that still live out in New York, and the weird thing about it is like the Nets are this big story nationally, but it's like all anyone in New York cares about is the Knicks, I guess.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it is the drama has been wildly entertaining, and I hope it continues. But Kyrie Irving,
Hmm.
guy's an idiot.
Face the music, son.